Well, hello everyone, and welcome to our new partners, our new friends, our new intercessors. We are so excited to have you on board with us, and especially the response we're getting from New Mexico. It is really exciting to see people step up to the plate. I'm actually going to be doing a conference in New Mexico in the spring. I'll be telling you more about it, or early summer. And we are believing God for New Mexico to choose life this year. And so don't go away. We hope to see you there. The governor of New Mexico is trying to eliminate the oil, all of the freedom to drill in New Mexico. You elected her. Let me just tell you this. And the reason you elected her is you believed that she represented you. Well, a lot of the people we have in our government gave us one reason for voting for them, but once they get in office, they forget about the American citizens who work hard, pay taxes, and live by the rules. The majority of people in our government today want the freeloaders to run the country. They want the taxpayers to pay these enormous taxes so they can give free health care, take down our borders, free education to freeloaders, and so that they vote Democrat. Are we going to allow that to take over our country? I don't think so. More and more Christians are saying, Faye, I'm not looking anymore. I am going to step up to the plate. I'm getting on board with you because we don't compromise. I'm a born-again, spirit-filled believer that knows that it was God that gave America to us. And it was our founding fathers that gave America back to God. They did it in St. Augustine, Florida, the Huguenots. I've been there. I've had our prayer teams right at the very place that America was dedicated to God, and it was prayed for, and they were destroyed. They were martyred because of their faith in the living God based on the Protestant Bible. How much do you really know about America? Stay tuned. I'm getting ready to tell you things I know you don't know, but when you do, you're going to step up and you're going to say, Faye, I will no longer sit back and do nothing, but I'm going to become active on behalf of the Lord. I'll be right back. Well, welcome back, and today I'm going to share with you something that I think will help enlighten you as to why we must put a watch over what is going on in ways that we never have before. We have had our president literally, I've never seen such slander, sabotaging everything he does. He can't even eat dessert without comments coming out. The First Lady is one of the most beautiful women that has ever been in this country. She does America proud, and she is treated like she is garbage because she will not go along with the Saul Alinsky liberal socialists that have had charge too long undercover. But that cover, because of our prayers, is coming off, and we need to thank God that he's exposing all of this stuff, but we can bring change this year. But the people we elect to office are supposed to operate and govern in our best interest. That is not happening. I don't take this personal. People say, Faye, how do you talk about it? Because it's not a personal problem to me. It is a spiritual battle, and we have to understand how to win this in the spirit and in the natural. And in our Congressional Directory, we ask people if you would like to have this. It has the pictures, the information of everybody in the Congress, in the Senate, in the administration, the governor's names, all their contact information, but it also shares with you the committees that they serve on. So when you want to find out what's going on and how many of them, like these the members of Congress whose sons are making a killing being in companies that yield natural energy, which is what they're trying to stop our oil drilling and all of our oil distribution so they can funnel money back into their own families and businesses that they're in through the government. This is hijacking the office. I've said for years, all federal agencies should be sent back to the states. If the states ruled their agencies and not the federal government, it wouldn't take a third of the money that it takes. And every year they spend $1 trillion more than they take in, no matter how much they take in, and we're picking up the bill. Well, the freeloaders have to be dealt with. And I got an email this week because they're not doing their poor President Trump. I mean, he can't eat an ice cream cone without it making national news. But let me show you what they're not doing. I got an email from Taxpayer. It's a conservative organization that sends me information. And let me read it to you. It says, no wonder the Obamas hate the president. And the title is, It Couldn't Have Happened to a More Deserving Couple. And I won't even say what else it says, but it's negative. It says, good news is always sweet, especially when Snoops will verify the same. Snoops says President Donald Trump did indeed send Obama a bill for all the vacations he has gone on since leaving office. All the vacations since leaving office. Think about this. They spent a fortune on the vacations when he was in office. They took everybody and their brother. They gave the bills all to us. Michelle shopped wherever she wanted to, anywhere in the world. We picked up the bill. But this is since leaving office. It says, it's no wonder ex-President Obama's last speech went after President Trump. Obama's recent speeches are not to support the Democrat Party. They are to slam President Trump for taking away the Obama's taxpayer-paid next vacations for the next 20 years. President Trump canceled vacations and refunded the money to the American taxpayers. Ex-President Obama was going to stick us for $2.1 billion or so. And before Obama left office, he arranged with the State Department for a series of official visits to foreign countries spanning over the next 20 years. Using funds from the Office of the Presidential Visits and Vacations, Obama was planning to use what would have been $2.1 billion in free vacations for him and up to 24 members of his family. And Obama's family are all Muslims. I want you to remember this. His family is not Obama's. His name is Barry Soros. So it's the Soros, the Muslims, that he has furnished free vacations. I want you to remember that. Up to 24 members of his family, plus the staff, and even a dog sitter, and until the year of 2036. He would have, that is, until President Trump put a stop to it, Trump is always looking for ways to save money, was presented with a ledger that contained all of Obama's travel plans and expenses. The ledger was found by one of the workers that President Trump hired from outside the typical White House staff. And I called the president's office and left a voicemail a few months ago that he should hire time study engineers and have them to go into our government and find out who does what, when, how long it takes. And I said, you'd be able, I am positive, to cut back in a major way the staff that the taxpayers are having to fund. But he did. He hired somebody outside the White House, and this is what she found. President Trump immediately canceled the plans, recalled the Secret Service agents scheduled to protect the Obamas anywhere outside the United States. They need to do the same thing with the Clintons, but you think they will. The Obamas are also facing another new challenge at the hands of President Trump. They're going to have to repay the government for all those vacations that were not official business. The bill, after some small allowances for days that were possibly work-related, is for $214 million. Think about that for a minute. Of the 692 days, think about it, the Obamas spent on vacations, almost none included any work at all. They ate, slept, and golfed, and Michelle was given shopping allowances with the Office of Discretionary Gifting Funds, which is supposed to be used to buy presents for visiting dignitaries. And then it's got a P.S. Michelle's mother, who took care of the granddaughters for all 8 years, was getting paid. And now she is getting a pension. Think about this, my friends. Social Security recipients of $400 or $500 a month. She's getting $13,000 a month for the rest of her life. Where is the oversight? You tell me. Hi, everybody. Boy, our program goes so fast. We must stay in the media. We are right now, people are in demand, but it takes money. We have an unfreedom of the press. We have Nancy Pelosi headed to the presidency of the United States. We must abort this propaganda. I need for you right now to sit down and write that check. I got a $1,000 check because of our spot in our last program. People are saying, Faye, we want you to stay out there. Maybe you can't do 1,000, maybe you can do 100 or 50 or 25. One day I got a check for $5 and one for $3,000. Both of them touched me so much. I'm gonna tell you, you've got to do something. So today, just mail your check to Insight USA. It is tax deductible, and mail it today. Your best gift. Well, I just read you a report that has not made regular media. It won't, because there's too many facts in it. But my viewers are strong enough, and this Intercessors Network is strong enough. And I believe that God can expose this corruption. But I need you to join me in praying for the truth, for the facts to come out, and for the politicians not to be allowed any longer to justify this kind of corruption. And that's what it is. Who else could spend $214 million, charge it to the taxpayers, knowing that it was a lie, and get away with it? Obama's administration has put people in prison for less. But they get away with this because they cover for each other. That's only going to change when born-again Christians step up to the plate and refuse to buy the lies. I have if you would like to get this report that I just read here, you can request the face facts dated January the 24th. It will be in that, it is in that fax. It'll also be up on, the fax will be on the website, but if you want a copy and you can share it with people, we need for you to pray anyway, but you need this kind of information, and you need to know who represents you in the Congress. So in order to know that, you need to order the Congressional Directory, which I offer every week. For anyone who donate $100 and request it, you have to request it, because we get a lot of $100 donations and they've already got it, or they don't want it. But you can get the Congressional Directory for a donation of $100. And when you make that donation, you can do it through our 800 number, which is on the screen, or you can write a check, $100, Congressional Directory. Be sure and ask for it. And the face fax for January the 24th. You have to have that right, or we won't know what to send you. Become a partner with us and share this information. Now, let me tell you how they plan to take the elections for 2020. You think because President Trump has done a great job, and he has, and Republicans are registering to vote, and they are, that everything's going to be cool. Well, I've got news for you. They're not. They've already discovered that China has messed with the voting machines, most of them, and they asked one of the leaders, what you going to do, because you know the voting machines have been messed with by China, who wants to influence our elections. And he said, we're going to paper ballots. And I wish that were the case, but will it be the case? What we've got to do, and there are people that don't know the truth. There are people who go to church that don't know the truth. They're Democrats. Believe me, they don't know the truth. There's Republicans. They do not know the truth. You have to know how your government works, and you have to know this just came out. $214 million. This is just Obama, one thing they've looked at. You haven't seen what they've given to Bush yet, and only God knows what the Clintons have walked away with, because the people we elected to office are covering for each other, and they are supporting freeloaders, whether they're congressmen, senators, in the federal agencies. They're freeloaders. When they think the taxpayers owe them vacations, that is a freeloader. So you don't have to be at the bottom of the line to take on the taxpayers. There's just as many as at the top of the line, and justice is not being served. So what are we doing? We're getting the information to the right people. But let me tell you what's happening with the 2020 election. George Soros is a man that should be kissing the ground he walks on, but he's not. You need to know who this man is, and we've got him also in our face facts to pray over. And let me just tell you a little bit about him. He said he is a Hungarian-American investor and philanthropist. As of February 2018, he had a net worth of $8 billion, having donated more than $32 billion to his agencies, the Open Society Foundations. I want to share that with you for a second. $32 billion. He was born in 1930 in Budapest, Hungary. He was born Jewish. His net worth today is $8.3 billion. He has a spouse, and his nationality is Hungarian, American, and British. We are praying over this man. He hates God. He hates the Christians. He hates America's freedom and liberty. He's sick. He's got a problem, a spiritual problem. I was looking for his photograph to put in the face facts for people to pray over and ask God that justice would be served on George Soros. And this just came up on my screen. This is organizations funded by George Soros to influence America, take over our sovereignty, freedom, our liberty, one man, the billions of dollars, 32 billion, I forgot how many, $32 billion that he made because of the prosperity of these God-blessed United States. These are organizations. This is also going to be in our Face Facts January the 24th, if you'd like to see them. We're going to pray over every one of them. These are organizations that he has funded, along many of them, with Barack Obama. Many of them. The Advancement Project, the organization works to organize communities in political cohesive units. He's a communist. He wants America to be under the banner of communism. Air American Radio, now defunct. Al-Had, the NGO, produces highly publicized reports and papers analyzed regarding alleged Israel human rights. He's a Jew, but he hates Israel. Soros also played a major role in creating a group called America Votes, America Bar Association Commission on Immigration Policy. He wants open borders for the United States. All of these people have members. These members are active. American Constitution Society for Law and Policy. These are the organizations, my friend. They're on these pages all the way through. Do you have any clue having organized that many people, and along with Barack Obama, his organizations, and they're communist, Islamic based. People who don't know the truth swallow this lie, but the thing about it, these organizations are in our schools, on our college campuses, in our universities. That's why we're sending Founders Bibles. We are trying to thwart the lies, the deceit. We need our young people to know the truth. They're not going to know it unless we tell it. So I'm asking you today, get on board with me. We need for you to donate right now, many of you, this year. If all you could do is $20.20, that will make a difference. Do you know $20.20 could fund another station for us to go on if enough people would do it? It's 2020, the year of the angels, the year of prosperity. Our president needs our support. He needs to hear from you. I call him on the voicemail. I leave voicemails of encouragement and things that God shows me that's going on that I don't think anybody else would tell him. And they told me that he listens to his messages every week. I believe it because some of the things I have suggested and recommended, he has done. You matter. Join me. Hi, this is Faye. Our time goes so fast, but I need you to get involved. Our action teams are being organized across the United States in every state. You matter. I just got an email that the alleged whistleblower decreed in 2017 he would take out Trump. We have a coup, and they have redesigned it to be an impeachment process and made it all the way to the Senate as a trial. You can't sit any longer and do nothing. I need for you to contact me, write me, and say, Faye, I'm going to join you. I need your donations. I have people who could give $1,000 today for America's sake. There's others that could give $100 a month. I need for you today to do it. We could expand our program if you would just hear from God and obey Him. Well, our time is come and gone again, and we just want to take a few minutes at the end of our program to invite you to partner with us and help our program do a more far-reaching job with exclusive information concerning patriotism and concerning the freedoms and liberties and our sovereignty of these United States of America. These are not the United Socialist States of America. This is one nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. You can tell by the news today that justice is far-fetched in a lot of areas. God has called me to pray for this nation. For years, I didn't even know who the governor of Florida was, and the Lord called me out of a major move of God, building bridges between Christians and Jews and traveling the world to let people understand the importance of the nation of Israel. And when he told me to pray for America, he said that one day communism would try to take over this country. But if we would pray and if we would organize prayer teams, 2 to 3, 3 to 10 a week that would pray exactly the same way, based on the prayer requests as the Lord directs them to us, that when communism was brought to a head in this country, that they would fall. Last year, at the end of the year, the Lord gave me the scripture that the Tower of Babel in this country is going to fall. But it won't if the Christians don't do their jobs. It won't if we don't become action leaders of prayer and have faith, prayer, and action. Will you today become a partner with Insight USA? Will you join me in our action teams? And I'm asking you, go to our YouTube. If you watch this program and say, I wish my friends could see this, they can. Anytime it's convenient. You go to youtube.com/Insight USA TV, and they can see these exclusive programs bringing you the facts, showing that the people and ministry of God, based on the scriptures, have got to call this nation back to God, and we have to do it now. We have got the wicked in authority. We've got Saul Alinsky radicals running our country, and it cannot happen anymore. They are dangerous. They are in power, and only with your support. Some of you could send $1,000, and you need to do it today, but partner with us, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you really, really soon. Shalom.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's facts, call or email Faye. faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.